Welcome back to Fika with Jonas. I'm Cody Bach, and I'm here with Jonas Sönesen.
Today we're going to talk about my passion, which is training horses.
So, Jonas, what is your favorite part about training a horse?
I think that's when they come in as yearlings and we get started on them, putting the harness on for the first time and really seeing them going from being a baby to a full-blown racehorse.
And kind of take us through a quick progression of a yearling's first week.
So we start out with just kind of getting to know them first, the first day or so when they come in, and then start having the harness on them and start line driving, and that could take a week or 10 days before we get the cart on them, and then we kind of go from there with how quick they get hooked up and get going.
And so now that they're kind of broke and going, how do you get them from being a baby to a racehorse?
So we start out with pretty much as soon as they're being hooked and going by themselves, we start going the right way every other day with them, just kind of get them used to passing each other and being behind the horse and having horses go around them and everything. So and then when we come into about the first week of January, we start putting a watch on them and start dropping them a little bit each week and getting them ready to become racehorses.
Okay. And during this time, at what point do you change the baby's training to start kind of go 2 trips?
So that usually happens right in about March, middle of March is when I start doing it. I mean, it's different from horse to horse. I mean, some might start going 2 trips sooner. Some might takes a little longer before they start going 2 trips, because some of them just need that second trip to kind of get them to pay attention and kind of get them going in the right direction.
And I noticed when I'm filming you doing your training sessions, you like to walk back, heading back to the barn.
So I like to do that to kind of teach them some manner and everything after they're done training, that to teach them to kind of slow down and that it's okay to walk back, and so that they're good behaved if we go racing and everything. If you have to get off the bike or jog cart to adjust something, that should be no problems to get that done.
And after a 2-year-old's racing season has gone, do you like to turn out your horses?
Yeah, so I like to give them like anything from 6 to 8 weeks vacation and just let them go and be turned out and be horses, and try to get them fattened up a little again for the upcoming season and everything for them. So I definitely like to have them turned out for a while in between seasons, yes.
So what is the difference between bringing back a 2 coming 3-year-old compared to when you bring back an older horse?
So I think the 2 coming 3-year-olds need a little longer time to train back, versus an older horse you can kind of speed it up a little. And with my 2 coming 3-year-olds, I like to use pressure cards on them.
Now, kind of explain what your second trainer Jeremy is doing here.
So here he's out in the pressure cart. I mean, we just hooked up, walking, and as you can see, the rope that goes back to a bigger breast collar, so they pull with their chest and not with their back. So and here's the gauge where you see how much psi you has on there, and it's a lot heavier than a regular jog cart. So they have to actually work a little more of pulling it. So it's putting on more muscles and making them stronger.
Now, when you are training your horses down, whether it be a baby or a mature horse, do you like to have them in jog carts or racing bikes?
So I mean, we start everybody out in jog carts, and I mean then at some point they're all been in race bikes. Some might get put in race bikes sooner than others because they need a little help with gating poles or just needs a little more contact with them. So then we put them in race bikes. But so pretty much everybody has been in a race bike before we go qualifying our baby race.
Okay. So Ella from Poland has sent in a question in regards to how to structure a interval training program for a trotter she's bringing back to the races.
So if this trotter would be mine and we're doing interval training, I would start out jogging it for a good month before I start doing any interval training. And then I would do interval training probably twice a week. And like the intervals that I would like would be like 400 meter or a quarter of a mile long. And in little deeper material than your regular race surface, and probably go in speeds of about 240. But Ella, I would try to help you work out a program for your horse and try to send it to you in an email.
Awesome. We had a question in regards to Adequan. Would you recommend that for a 2-year-old?
I like to use Adequan. I mean, I think it's good helping joints and in a growing horse. So I would definitely recommend using Adequan on a 2-year-old in training.
A lot of professional athletes are using heart rate monitors. Do you use them on your horses as well?
Yes, we do. I mean, we check the heart rate after each race and after each time we train, and I think it's a very good tool to use for seeing if they're fit enough to train and everything, like where they are in their training and everything, and also in case everybody gets on their way to get sick or anything, you can see that their heart rate is kind of jumping up on them. So I think it's a very good tool to use.
Now, I know you don't like to talk about times, but about how fast are you going with your babies around this time of year?
So right now we're right, I would say right between 2.6 and 2.10 with them, and some are a little faster than others, and depending on how far they are in their career right now.
Do you always train a mile, or do you train in different lengths?
So most of the time, or pretty much all the time, we train 1.25 miles. So we go a mile and then we just add an extra quarter at the end of it. So I mean, I kind of like to go way past the finish line, so the horses really don't know where to pull up and where to stop. So we most of the time just go 1.25 miles.
Okay. And at what point do you know that you have a good horse?
I mean, you can feel it in horses after you start breaking them and start going that they're something extra and something special. But I mean, like then you have horses that just don't want to cooperate with you. I mean, like I felt on Maven that she was that she had it. I just didn't know how good she was gonna be because she just wanted to fight everything and not cooperate with anything. So I mean, it was one of those times that I mean, I knew it was there. I just didn't know if we were ever gonna get it out.
Okay. And have you ever had a horse that wasn't a great 2 or 3-year-old but developed into a really good older horse?
So I mean, a good example for that would be Dorsey. I mean, like she was okay as a 2-year-old, but nothing special. And she came on at end of her 3-year-old year, and then she became. I mean, she set a world record as a 4-year-old. So I mean, like she developed into to a much better horse. So, I mean, like we had an owner that was willing to give her some more time, and it worked out for her.
Thank you so much for tuning in to the 4th episode of Fika with Jonas.
And it was very happy and surprised to see how many people from all over the world has sent us questions, and just let them keep on coming.
Yep. And to do that, go to Team JC Stable at Facebook, Twitter, or you can try emailing us. Just let us know what you want to see in the next episode. Give us all you got.
Thank you very much.